That's what we're going to do. We're going to find out.
See, yeah.
So William Lowe on the right, is a player playing Stifle Knot here. He has 4-0 thus far this weekend. He's going to be against Drew Fetter playing Painted Stone. You see Drew drumming away. Both players ready on 7 cards, ready to game. Osip, who's in favor?
I'm going to lean towards the person who doesn't have Desecration Demon in their deck.
All right, so you're on the
So
side of
I will
Drew
say
Fetter.
Drew Fetter, Painted Stone.
All right.
I don't think he has a lot of ways. He's got 4 Forcible, right?
He does have 4 force. He also has some discard. He has 3 Thoughtseize in his deck. He also has 4 copies of Stifle, which is okay, and 4 Dazes in his deck. So he does have some ways to interact.
Yeah, I'm still going to lean towards the Painted Stone deck.
Okay. So you do see Drew just go with a mountain and passes the turn back. William has a Bloodstained Mire, draws an island for the turn, snow-covered island, because those are the good-looking ones.
I like, any guy that plays 4 main deck Pyroblast and 1 red Elemental Blast, and he's playing against a blue deck, I'm going to have to favor him until I see otherwise.
All right. Fun thing there, the little combo there with the Painter Servant. You name everything blue, turns on your Pyroblast and your Elemental Blast, so you can kill anything with them, and you can counter anything with them. You can even kill permanents with them, so that's pretty cool.
Wow,
mini combo.
He naturally drew the Stifle Knot. Decided
it's got Dark Confidant.
Cast it.
Huh, really?
Maybe he's
a little surprising.
Scared that his opponent might have artifact removal, maybe?
I suppose. As Drew's going to go down to 18 here from the Ancient Tomb. See a
Well,
Blood
just
Moon
because you have a Stifle and a Dreadnought doesn't mean you have to cast it.
That's true. That's true. There's no one making you do that.
No one making you do that.
So we're going to see an Imperial Recruiter, and we're going to see a Daze.
There we go.
So no Imperial Recruiter here, my friend. Put that right in the old graveyard. Pass the turn
So
back.
See. Do we get a Desecration Demon off this? Oh, a Thoughtseize. And a draw. So is he going to... I'm assuming if he didn't cast a Dreadnought last turn, he's going to probably just cast a Thoughtseize this turn. Probably wants to clear the way first, see what's going on.
So we're going to see a Blood Moon. We're going to see 2 Cydia Traders, a Mountain, a Jaya Ballard, and a Mystery card on the top there. I think it's an artifact, but we can't make it out quite well.
Grindstone?
I think that may be a Grindstone, yes.
I'm sure you're not that scared of a Blood Moon, are you? You have 2 basic lands in play. Your deck can function pretty much. Yeah, you gotta take the Grindstone.
Take the Grindstone. Did the combo piece.
Not afraid of Jaya. Not afraid of Blood Moon.
And he is going to come across here with Dark Confidant. He already has played his land from the turn. Remember that he did Daze last turn. And he is just going to pass the turn back. So again, as you said, Blood Moon, not very scary. Jaya, he does another Blood Moon.
Yeah,
Jaya is, whatever. And he actually can't even cast. He's not even going to be able to cast Jaya.
Blood Moon actually hurts him more, but at least he can cast his Jaya now.
Jace the Mind Sculptor.
Ouch. Take 4.
And draws an Underground Sea. Underground Mountain is what that's going to be right now. And
so, attacks are 2. Is he going to go for the Stifle Knot?
The coast is clear. The coast is clear. Stifle the trigger. Ah!
Little known fact, had he done this on turn 2, the game would be over right now.
Little known. But hey, Thoughtseize make sure that everything's clear.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta play it safe.
We got the Mountain here from Drew. Imperial Recruiter is Drew's draw step. He's facing down 14 points of damage, and if you look at Drew's life total,
he's exactly at 14. Plus, William has a Jace the Mind Sculptor, so he can bounce any creature that he tries to chump block with. So it looks like William has this game firmly in the driver's seat.
I don't want to call it a lock, but it feels like it's a lock.
Yeah.
As we're going to see 3 mana here, and we see no damage there from the Ancient Tomb or the City of Traders, and we're going to see Jai Ballard. Those are mountains, of course. And he's just going to pass the turn back. Reveal Skis.
Okay,
Sinkhole.
so Sinkhole is enough.
Draw Brainstorm, and if we do just a little Jace plus bounce here.
Jace plus bounce and game over. Or we can just attack. So it looks like he's just going to attack 2 for 12, dropping Drew.
Lot more than 2.
Dropping Drew to 2. Then a Brainstorm. Interesting that he brainstorms after the attack. He could have drawn an Edict there I think. But okay, so sinkholes, land.
Take care of a mountain.
The tap land, and cast it back. And we're gonna get a concession here.
Not yet.
There we
Yes.
go.
All right, there it is.
I would have probably waited a turn to see if a macro gets revealed with a Dark Confidant, but
give him a shot.
give him a shot. See, at least get a little more information. See what's in his deck. But okay, so Drew kind of knows what he's dealing with now. He has 2 more Red Elemental Blasts in his sideboard. He has 4 Thorn of Amethyst, which I would imagine is coming in against the deck with Brainstorm and Thoughtseize. Being able to go turn 1 Thorn is pretty good.
Yep.
Beyond that, though, nothing much else I see him bring in.
Taking a look over here, a couple of cards I haven't seen for a long time. We got some Chills, which are actually probably going to be pretty good here. 3 copies of that. 3 Mana Shorts, Akira, Great Glass Spinner, 3 Leyline of Voids, 3 Perish, and 2 copies of Gloom.
Gloom. Old school. I like it.
I think of those cards, Chill is going to be the one to come on over. Come on over, baby.
Yeah, and again, the card that you'd much rather prefer on the play, and even if you do have it, Drew does have 7 copies of Red Elemental and Pyroblast to counter it.
Yeah.
But interesting to see. I mean, that was a pretty good draw from William. I mean, he had the natural Dreadnought Stifle on turn 2. Again, he didn't cast it, but still, his deck doesn't really put that much pressure on his opponent unless he draws that Phyrexian Dreadnought, which is a 1-of in his deck. So I was wrong. Drew did not win the first game.
Reoccurring theme.
But I will still bet on Drew to win the match.
If betting were legal.
If betting were legal.
That's what you would do.
Yes.
We're not at Star City Vegas just yet.
Not yet.
First week in March. Then it's all on, baby. You coming to that tournament?
I am not.
Boo. Well, hopefully you'll be watching from home. It's going to be fun.
Of course.
Pat Chapin and I doing coverage.
Pat Chapin? Oh, Pat Chapin. Good team.
The innovator.
I'm a big fan.
As we do see
so
both players
William
shuffling.
seems pleased as punch.
Yeah.
he does not need the sideboard anymore. He is happy with things right now.
Well, let's play.
Drew is thinking. Drew is piling. William's just like, I'm good to go, man. Let's go.
I'm going to Dreadnought you again.
Yeah, I've never seen someone so happy. He is very happy right now.
Hey, Magic's a fun game.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be pretty happy too if you
He's
just
sitting
destroy your opponent.
And it doesn't seem like Drew is saying anything. He's just counting cards. So I'm not sure what William's laughing at. He's talking to the judge. Maybe he's just saying. I'd imagine the conversation is going like, the judge is asking him, why didn't you cast Dreadnought Stifle on turn 2? And William's like, did I have that? Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah. Didn't need to do that. Dead, dead, dead all day long.
But yeah, it looks like William's ready to go. Drew's probably still thinking. I mean, I think Drew's a little, maybe a little confused as to what William might be playing. I mean, Stifle Knot, like you said, it's not a really popular deck. Maybe he's a little unsure as to what he wants to do. But
and you see a sinkhole get cast, and you also see Jace the Mind Sculptor revealed off a Dark Confidant. You know, trying to get an idea of what's going on there outside of the Stifle Knot, it's probably going to be a little more difficult to do than Drew thinks.
Yeah.
You know, just having an idea of what's in the deck. But the numbers are also scattered here that it is tough to figure out.
Good thing Drew didn't see the Desecration Demon.
Yeah.
Or he would have been really confused. He would have been like, is that part of some combo I'm unaware of?
That's what I'm thinking to myself right now, if that's a combo you're unaware that I'm unaware of.
Well, I did see William stifle the activation of Desecration Demon.
No.
In an earlier,
That's
so
dirty.
It ended up winning him the game. So, pretty interesting. It's a mini Dreadnought.
That's what makes Legacy great.
Yep. So again, it looks like William drew the 1-of Dreadnought.
No.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
And he's keeping.
So the thing is, why play a bunch if you're just going to draw the 1.
That's true. It is unnecessary to play more than 1.
As we do see a Bloodstained Mire here.
He's got multiple Force of Wills. He's got a Daze. I think it's 2 other land, Dreadnought, and Single. So he doesn't have a Stifle, thankfully, for Drew. Which Drew was, you know, he obviously presented the sack, hoping not to get stifled there. So he knows William doesn't have a Stifle. Gets a second Mountain. I don't believe. Oh no, Drew did see Daze game 1, so he's aware that Daze is in William's deck. Not sure if he's going to play around it or not. Oh, he's got a Welder, so he can go turn 1 Welder. He can go turn 2 Welder and still play around it if he wants. Or
coming in.
Oh,
Simian Spirit Guy.
He's going to go for a Blood Moon for Jaya.
Jaya Ballard.
All right.
Is that
okay?
Can
we bring up Jaya for the viewers at home?
Absolutely, we can.
I don't think it's a card that most people are familiar with, or it doesn't get played that often.
All those abilities on 1 card?
It's a lot of abilities. So discard a card, destroy target blue permanent, discard a card. Jaya does 3 damage to target creature or player, and then you have 7 mana, discard a card, deals 6 damage to each creature or player. So good against Jace. I don't know. Not sure I would have wanted to force it through.
Yeah, using the Spirit Guide on that just to push that through is, and we're going to see Force of Will here, removing Force of Will. So William thinks that that's important enough to counter. You know, spending your resources to get that thing directly into play. It's not as powerful as, you know, a Blood Moon type effect.
And it looks like he didn't want to daze it because he wanted a Sinkhole this turn, which, you know, makes perfect sense. He drew a Desecration Demon, so hopefully we'll see Big Daddy get into play and start doing some work.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Does expose himself to Blood Moon here, though.
Yep.
So if Drew top decks an Ancient Tomb, or he had one and he was slow rolling it, which I doubt, or no, it's possible, but seems unlikely. I think if he needs to top deck it, and if he has it, so he doesn't have it.
So there's your Scalding Tarn.
Could we see a Goblin Guide here? I'm not Goblin Guide, Goblin Welder.
Searches for a mountain.
Yeah, Williams' hand isn't that great after the Sinkhole and the Force. I mean, he's got the Desecration Demon, he's got the Phyrexian Dreadnought, doesn't have a Stifle, has only a Daze, I believe, and then another land. So, if Drew can get a Blood Moon to resolve, he's actually in pretty good shape.
And we're going to see Goblin Welder. It doesn't have anything to do just yet. We're going to see a draw. It's going to be an island.
Basic island helps there.
What's our big follow-up?
So Dark Confidant. Okay. That's the last card in his hand. Okay.
So Daze, Desecration Demon, and Phyrexian Dreadnought is the hand. And are we going to see a Blood Moon here?
Oh wow! And he's got the Daze.
Okay, he's got Phyrexian Metamorph. Ooh.
So are we going to get a Daze here?
I think
we are going to get a Daze here. Sadly, Drew does not have. Ooh! Hello. Well.
Daze that.
So I believe we're probably going to be copying Dark Confidant, I'd imagine.
Yeah. But let's reveal for Bob. Brainstorm.
So that's pretty good right now.
Includer Delta, the draw off of the normal draw step, so a bit of a combo there.
So yes, Metamorph did in fact copy Dark Confidant.
You're going to see a main phase Brainstorm. We see Dark Confidant, Mystery Card, Desecration Demon numero dos.
So still no Stifle, so the Dreadnought's still going to be stuck in his hand unless he wants to shuffle it away. Might want to get rid of that. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get rid of the Desecration Demon and the Dreadnought. Play a sack land, maybe a second Bob.
We played the Polluted Delta already for the turn. So he's already got his land drop. Yeah, now he's going to shuffle away. And then we might see a second Bob here, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's too afraid of his life total dropping
He's gonna get a basic swamp. Make sure he's a little bit safer around Blood Moon.
Yeah, so Blood Moon's no longer a real threat out of Drew's deck right now.
Yeah, I would attack with that one as well. Attack with that first. Offer up the trade. And then you can play the second Bob. But I think a trade here is a pretty good thing.
Drew's thinking about it. Not says take it. Goblin Welder could be very important.
And now second Dark Confidant. And just pass the turn back.
Okay, so what are we going to reveal of Dark Confidant?
Boom, Imperial Recruiter.
Imperial Recruiter. So, not a bad draw. And, oh, Ancient Tomb. So, pretty good draw.
Played that one fast.
He play Painter Servant and Imperial Recruiter this turn, I believe.
Yep. You can see him take 3. Or excuse me, take 2 from the Ancient Tomb. Gonna cast Imperial Recruiter.
I believe the last, I believe the black card that William drew was Unearth. It looks like the Unearth.
Right, you're gonna see him search out a Painter Servant.
And good thing he didn't block with the Welder, because if William does able to find an answer for the Painter Servant, he can always sack the Metamorph to Welder and exchange it for the Painter Servant to get it back.
Move it in, move it out.
And it's interesting now because he could actually sack the Metamorph to the Desecration Demon to sort of have some sort of shenanigans to try to recopy something else if he chooses.
Like a Desecration Demon.
Like a Desecration Demon. William is at 11. You know, if he doesn't draw the Grindstone, maybe he just wants to beat in.
Island and Dark Confidant revealed for William off of his 2 Dark Confidant triggers. Looks like he's going to play that snow-covered island. He's just thinking about it. Okay, so, yep, okay, so confirming the cards that were revealed. Probably just making sure the life totals are correct here. So there's your island.
And you see an attack with both. Is William's life total 11? 13?
Tapping. Is it Desecration Demon time?
All right.
Boom.
Here he comes.
We got a reader. And we're going to put that on the screen for you guys. Desecration Demon, 4 mana, 6/6 flyer. Got a little bit of text on it. Opponent can sacrifice a creature when we go to the attack step. Either attack step.
Says I'm only good and limited.
Yeah, but the opponent is the only one that can sacrifice. And if it does, you got to tap the big guy, put a +1/+1 counter on it. But you can't sack forever.
So are the Confidants coming in?
Let's take another look. Yes, that is a 6/6. You're right. This is no joke.
I'm not messing around, my friend. All right, is he passing? He is passing.
Passing back.
So what do we reveal of Dark Confidant?
Grindstone.
If you signed up for the draft challenge, the 3
So I think, and there's a land, so this should be enough to go off in one turn, I think, right?
And he's got a Pyroblast in case he thinks William has a Force of Will. So I believe this is enough.
Gonna lead off with Painter Servant. We'll pick a color. Pick any color.
Name blue. And
Grindstone.
And that should be game.
You got any blue ones over there?
All blues.
Guys.
Okay.
Guys. All
Bueller.
blues. Wants to read that one more time. Make sure that has no effect on the combo. All you got to do. Are we not activating this? Are we not killing our opponent?
Stifle. Doesn't the stifle? All right.
Wasteland and
How
Island.
much does activate Grindstone?
3.
3. I'd be afraid of double stifle here, or even one stifle, right?
Yeah.
Because of the Desecration Demon. So maybe there's something happening.
We'll sack the Metamorph so we can get it back with Welder.
But again, if he had a stifle here, he would actually been able to kill him.
That's true.
So it's is there a reason why he didn't activate the Grindstone? Can you think of a reason?
There's not one that I can think of. He was tapped out. William was tapped out when Grindstone everything was put into play. He didn't do it on the end of turn either. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing here.
Can you do it only on your main phase? And does it have summoning cycles or? I'm assuming I'm assuming one of the Twitter files would tell us that we're idiots at a certain point as to why he couldn't activate it.
Well, you're going to see Polluted Delta get sacrificed here.
I am not too familiar with the card, so I wouldn't be surprised if I'm missing something. So, does he have a Brainstorm?
He has a
Unearth for a Snapcaster? Or he's just cycling here?
Unearth draws an Urborg, and
the
game 2 goes over to Drew Fetter.
Can you bring up Grindstone so we can just see it so I kind of understand what happened there? He did have 3 mana, right?
He did have 3 mana, yeah.
The top 2 cards of target player's library into the player's graveyard. If both cards share at least 1 color, repeat this process. All right, let's just chalk that one up to shenanigans. All right, so what do we think is going to happen in Game 3?
I predict that.
Do you still think you're going to side with William? You think William still got this one?
It's tough now, right? Tough to pick a favorite.
I don't know. It's I think the fact that William's in the play, if you can go Thoughtseize, Sinkhole, Brainstorm, Confidant, Desecration Demon, he can, he can put some kind. We made fun of Desecration Demon, but in all honesty, it's a sizable threat. Sure. Especially when you back it up with permission and kind of hand disruption. So, and in that game, if William had the stifle, he just kills Drew.
Yeah.
He stifles the trigger.
He drew so many extra cards there with those Dark Confidants. He wasn't able to run into a stifle.
He didn't draw a stifle all game. So.
So Twitter follower says Drew wanted to have 1 mana open to cast Pyroblast if William had Force of Will.
Well, I'm aware of that, but once the Grindstone resolved, I don't see why he doesn't just activate the Grindstone when William is tapped out. So we might be missing something, but I'm sure we'll watch the replay and figure out where we went wrong. But either way, we're in Game 3 right now, and it's going to be interesting. Not sure, William's deck has a lot of annoying cards for Drew.
That's true. That's definitely true. But Drew, I think Drew's deck of the 2 is a lot more powerful. It does have that combo that just wins the game. Has the way to search for the combo, of course, with Imperial Recruiter to find the cards he needs to be able to go off. So I think that things do lean towards Drew. Only difference here, of course, is that he is on the draw this game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw one of the Twitter followers. I think we know why Drew didn't activate the Grindstone. He forgot.
Oh.
I forgot that sometimes the, Occam's razor, the simplest explanation is usually the correct one.
Okay.
So, playing a little conservatively. Oh, turn 1 Thoughtseize. So what do we have here? We have a top, which we haven't seen yet. Pretty good card. Revoker. multiple Pyro and Hydroblast, which I honestly haven't been that great this matchup. You know, it's been all about Dark Confidant and drawing William enough disruption. So he can go turn 1 Revoker. Not sure what he wants to name there. Maybe just Wasteland. You know,
he can go turn Revoker. He can also just go turn 1. Well, he could have went turn 1 top spin it. Yeah, that's out the window.
I think if you're gonna play a Revoker turn 1 off of an Ancient Tomb, I think you have to name Wasteland.
Yeah,
you can name Wasteland, correct? Because
yes,
I just don't. You know, look at his hand. You know.
Actually, let me make sure with Phyrexian Revoker.
Yeah, let's check.
Yeah, we can bring that on the screen. It actually might be a non-land card. It's a card that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. I'm not sure if it's non-land or not. Enters by name a non-land card, so
okay,
you can't
sure.
name Wasteland. So he's still going to be exposing himself to Wasteland here.
We are going to see Phyrexian Revoker
not much
play.
else he can do.
I mean, taking a look at the deck list, what if he had perfect information, what would he name?
He knows Jace the Mind Sculptor's in the deck.
Okay.
I think that's the only card that he saw that he could use it on. I don't think he saw anything else really other than Jace. And you know, Jace is a powerful card. No reason not to name it there.
Jace is the name.
Yeah. So attacks for 2. I believe you might have another Ancient Tomb or no land here. Does he have to pass back? So that Wasteland was huge. Yeah, no land from Drew, so...
There's at least one Simian Spirit Guide over there, so it's going to be a makeshift land for a moment, as we're going to see an island here.
Yeah, but the problem is William's got the Dark Confidant, so...
and there it is.
Yeah, it's going to allow him to draw some... Drew can counter the Brainstorm. Can't see what he drew there, but doesn't look like a land. Probably swings in here. Hopes to get another 2. Unlikely William's going to block given his hand. Drew doesn't know that, but still, I don't think it's doing much more else for you. So.
Yeah, this is a no-risk attack.
Yeah, you got to attack here.
Gonna knock William down to 14.
Pass back, reveals.
Chill out.
Chill out.
Cool party.
So, draws a chill. Drew can discard Simian Spirit card to cast Pyroblast to counter the chill. But that would allow... So, Drew comes in for 2. Let's see. I'm going to go for the Brainstorm instead.
If he wants to counter that.
I think you want to Pyroblast that, but all right, decides not to.
Sinkhole, Force of Will, and a mystery card. Going to put some cards back. Wasteland being the one that he's going to draw next turn.
William's playing the good LD version of his deck right now. Looking good for him.
I mean, doesn't even have a land to to Sinkhole right now.
Yeah, and you know it's kind of unfortunate because. You know, Drew probably only kept his hand hoping to go turn 1's top activate.
Yeah.
The problem is, though, when you're not on the play, you know your opponent has Thoughtseize, and then if they have the Wasteland, like Thoughtseize Wasteland basically destroys you. So probably should have mulliganed this hand.
Yeah, just mulligan a hand. Just needs to mulligan into a hand that lets him actually play Magic and not have to, have to hope his opponent gets lucky or anything.
I think he's just getting a little too greedy here, and that's why I really wanted him to counter the Brainstorm there, because as silly as it might seem, one of his only chances of winning right here are, you know, getting lucky with Dark Confidant and hitting a Desecration Demon or a Force of Will with it, you know. So he kind of needs to do that, and by letting the Brainstorm resolve, it gives William a turn to set up his deck as well as dig for answers, you know? So, don't love the play there.
We do see William does have a stocked hand here. I think we're going to see that chill now.
And I think Drew has to Pyroblast this.
Yeah, this one I think he has to Pyroblast. You can make arguments on both sides for not countering the Brainstorm, but this one has to be countered.
Yeah.
Without question. You can't play Magic if that's on the table. And Pyroblast is going to take care of that using
so is William going to attack, or is he going to pass back? I think William's starting to realize that he's getting pretty low, so looks like he just passes.
There's
we
a
draw a mountain. Not sure Drew can do anything just yet. If I was Drew, I think you got to pass back here. No, he's going to block. He didn't attack, so.
Yep.
All right, yeah. You know, Drew has to realize there if William doesn't attack, he's obviously planning to block because he's aware that he's going to take too much life. That's his only, you know, that's one of the ways William realizes he can lose this game. So now we're going to sinkhole the mountain, and you know, William has plenty of time now to draw a Desecration Demon or another Brainstorm or something to get him some kind of action.
Chase the Mind Sculptor.
Chase the Mind Sculptor.
Some way to just close the game out.
Doesn't have double blue just yet, but again, it's kind of unfortunate that kind of played out that way.
We're going to see an Unearth here on the Dark Confidant.
Interesting. Is he getting it back? Wow. Okay. That's interesting. It's just strange to me because I thought William did that because he realized, okay, Drew has no mana in play. I have a Sinkhole and a Wasteland. One of the only ways I can lose is if I reveal like a Force of Will and a Desecration Demon.
It's like
or something,
running Force of Will.
Running bad, you know. So I thought he was, if anything, might just cycle that Unearth to try to dig for more gas. There's plenty of cards he can draw that are good for him. So, but got lucky here, reveals a land off the Dark Confidant. I think he has a Snapcaster Mage too. So now he can Snapcaster Brainstorm.
Yeah, see, Wasteland target
that. Sacks. Doesn't have a Stifle, I believe.
So it looks like what he's going to do is just set up Snapcaster plus Sinkhole. Take care of the land. And if he would have searched out a non-basic, could Wasteland it. But you're going to see Snapcaster Mage here.
The thing is, though, he should. Why didn't he? Did he cast it in response to the sack? Because he could Pyroblast now. Okay, so a slight mistake by William. Probably should have cast the Snapcaster in response to the sacrifice. Yep. But he doesn't. So Drew has some more outs. You know, he can draw an Ancient Tomb or City Traders now.
Now you're going to see a Thoughtseize. William knocking himself down to 8. So
now you know, Drew is definitely live still. I mean, William has Jace the Mind Sculptor, which, again, if he reveals Jace the Mind Sculptor, that's pretty good because he can bounce the Dark Confidant. But if it's Desecration Demon, if it's Force of Will, if it's Damnation, which I'm not sure he kept in, but there are a number of cards that he could reveal here. A Vendilion Click.
Phyrexian Metamorph.
Phyrexian Metamorph. There's a couple of cards. So Drew has some outs. Not the best, but something.
All right, there's a mountain.
Not sure what that artifact is in his hand.
Ensnaring Bridge.
Ensnaring Bridge, okay. So,
Diabolic Edicts.
All right, well, there's an out. So, William goes to 6, draws a land. Doubt he's going to Edict himself just yet, especially if you just have a Force of Will.
Yeah, I can come across for 2. There's a Polluted Delta.
He's not going to die. Unlikely he's going to die at his own Dark Confidant now. So. I kind of like the Ensnaring Bridge.
Yeah, buy him some time.
Yeah, I mean he can't. He still has 3 cards in his hand, so Ensnaring Bridge won't stop. So he casts Force of Will. All right, Force of Will.
Just hard cast that on the Ensnaring Bridge. So Bridge ain't gonna cut it. Not this time around.
Jaya Ballard would be a pretty nice rip from Drew. What do we reveal here?
Dark Confidant.
Dark Confidant drops into 4. So. And do we have another land? You have another land here. Yep. So now William's in a tight spot. Does he cast a second Dark Confidant? I don't think he can. Does he have to Diabolic Edict himself? If he does, then suddenly he has nothing left in his hand. He has no other gas, you know?
And he realizes that and just passes the turn
so
back.
He might have to Edict himself. Do we have a Giant here? That's the real question. Sweet, sweet Giant Ballard.
Attention players. We're going to be taking sign-ups.
Drew is going to play another Ensnaring Bridge.
Then we're going to start wrapping up.
All right. Well, that at least shuts down Desecration Demon. So it looks like we're going to get an Edict on ourselves.
Yep.
Now,
Bob goes bye-bye.
Hoping to draw Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Jace.
What was the draw step?
It
was Desecration Demon.
If
you would have let it live, you would have died.
So good thing he Edicted himself. Good thing for Drew, though, can't attack with Desecration Demon with the Ensnaring Bridge in play. So
he's safe.
He's safe for now. Let's see if he's able to get something going here, though. Jaya Ballard, perhaps?
You really want that Jaya.
I really want it. Oh, I think he drew a Magma Jet.
He did draw a Magma
So that's
Jet.
pretty exciting. He has 3 Magma Jets in his deck, I forgot. Probably would have just cast it there.
So you draw Stifles the draw step.
So, not going to do anything right now.
Can't attack.
So, are we going to see an end of turn Magma Jet?
Jetcha.
Thankfully, that resolves. I think Drew had a Pyroblast anyway, so pretty sure he knew that was going to resolve. Drops William down to... Oh, he's going to stifle the Scry?
Can you stifle the Scry on
Yeah,
that?
is that doable?
That's not a triggered effect. Like,
So,
yeah.
William said,
Yeah.
just kidding. So, it looks like Drew kept 1 card on top, dropping William to 2. But now he knows about the stifle, so...
City of Traders.
City of Traders. So, interesting that he really wanted that card. So he draws the Imperial Recruiter.
He can search for a Painter Servant here. He's going to stifle that.
Yeah. And he's going to get a Pyroblast.
That. Okay.
Okay. So I think you get Jaya.
That's all you want.
Well, you could kill him, right? You get a Goblin Welder? Do you have anything good in your sideboard? Jaya kills him, doesn't it? I mean, not this
Yeah,
turn,
if you're
obviously.
playing the game, it kills him.
Jaya.
Can we bring Jaya Ballard up on the screen again, just so we can see what it does?
It's discard a card, deal 3 damage.
It's a picture of you. That's
Yeah.
Jaya Ballard. Right here.
Deal 3 damage, start creature or player. I like Jaya. I would go for Jaya right now.
Dude, tell me more.
I'm a big Jaya fan.
And it's going to be Goblin Welder.
Oh, okay. I like this play. He gets his top. He can play it this turn. He could sack the bridge at the end of William's turn to get a top, and then bring the bridge back when William tries to attack.
With the old demon.
The only awkward thing is he exposes himself to stifle a little bit, but thankfully he's not at 6, so if it happens once, he's not dead.
Draw a card. Diabolic Edict.
So thankfully he has some protection.
Wasteland takes down the City of Traders.
Again, I still kind of like the Jaya play just because it means he kills him in 2 turns, but all right.
William has to play this very, very carefully here. Taking a look at his deck, if there's any way for him to get that Ensnaring Bridge off the board, there is not. The best that he can do now is find a Jace the Mind Sculptor and start fate sealing away. Even in his sideboard, no ways to get Ensnaring Bridge off the board.
All right, so looking at graveyard.
What can you
I
weld?
believe it's basically another. He's got a Revoker in his sideboard. He's got a Sensei's Divining Top. And yeah, it's basically another bridge, Revoker, and a Sensei's Divining Top that he can exchange. I wonder if at a certain point Drew just sacks the bridge to get a Revoker and just attacks with everything. So William's going to cast Edict here. And Imperial Recruiter goes away. I think William was just hoping Drew might make a mistake there, but passes back. We have a Jace. No, just another land. So his hand's still just Dark Confidant and a land. Can't attack with Desecration Demon. End of turn, Drew probably sacks the bridge, gets a tops, to set up his draw for the next turn.
Thinking about it. All right, he's gonna risk it.
It resolves.
Gets the top. Spin the top. 1, 2.
Yeah, I mean the only thing that could really mess this up for Drew would be a Surgical Extraction, which Stifle too. But again, it wouldn't happen. And even still, Drew's at 9, so it's not like he's going to lose. And he gets to draw a card now, get the bridge back. So pretty good position for him.
So now we're going to see Grindstone.
So the namesake of the deck. see another Imperial Critter.
And we're going to see an Imperial Critter.
So he's threatening to kill him next turn. Or the way that Drew likes to play it, the turn after.
Yeah.
So, so even if William does draw a discard spell here, it doesn't really matter because you can bring it back with the Welder next turn and still kill him. So, interesting to see. We get a good draw step here. Is that a Snapcaster? Anything good to Snapcaster?
I could not make it out very well. I'm looking through the graveyard. It's got to be a Snapcaster now.
It looks like a Snapcaster. He could get a Stifle. Don't think he wants to go Snapcaster Thoughtseize because, again, with the Welder in play, it won't matter. I believe he can Snapcaster Stifle for the turn. I can't make out everything that's in his graveyard, but I think Stifle is probably his only option to just buy himself another turn. William thinking about it. Yeah, it looks like he's going to main phase the Snapcaster.
What's Snappy going to find?
I'm not sure why he would want to Thoughtseize here. Maybe get the Unearth to get another Snapcaster in play.
Well, there's your Unearth.
But still, what is that?
He can't Thoughtseize. He's at 2. He cannot Thoughtseize.
I'm not. What does he want to do here? Is he just trying to get another Snapcaster?
Look at the value.
Yeah, I mean, you can stifle the one activation of the Grindstone, right? At least buy yourself a turn. I'm not sure what else he's going to do here. Cast Brainstorm. Oh, so yeah, he did have Brainstorm.
All right, let's Brainstorm.
All right, let's see what we got.
Hit 1.
Daze. Dreadnought. Thoughtseize. So nothing there that's gonna do it for William.
That's not gonna do it.
Players, that's standing round. Active player, please finish your turn.
So I mean, I gotta say, it looked bad for Drew. You know, he
Looked
had,
really bad. He had no lands.
He had no lands
for a long time.
For what seemed like forever. But you know, Drew was patient, and William wasn't really putting any pressure on him, and was getting a little land flooded. So Drew managed to draw his way out of it, and really the bridge was an all-star in this game for him.
Yeah, the first one gets countered by Force of Will. The second one off the top, Snaring Bridge comes into play. It's bricking that Desecration Demon, bricking everything here for William. You know, this game could have been over, but the second Ensnaring Bridge turned everything around.
Yeah, so you know, interesting game. Played out a lot different than you would have imagined it would, considering, you know, he had no land in play and William had a Sinkhole. And but then again, you know, there was that one turn where William activated his Wasteland, targeting Scalding Tarn. Drew sacrifices it, and then rather than respond to the sacrifice with the Snapcaster, he let the sacrifice resolve. Drew got him out, and he was able to Pyroblast the Snapcaster.
Yeah.
So that was a critical turn because William wasn't able to cast the Sinkhole, and allowed Drew to get the 3 mana to cast in Snaring Bridge.
So now we see Painter Servant go on this stack. You see a Daze target it, and now Drew is deciding on if he wants to pay for the Daze. And he decides, yes, I will. Now he's going to attempt to crack that. Going to go down to 8.
Hopefully we just get a main phase activation to end this. Don't really see a reason not to. Coast should be clear.
One thing he has a fear of is just a Stifle right now. I suppose a removal spell, but you just got to go for it. Just activate that Grindstone. Get him dead. All right, sacrifice this, and that's it.
There we go. And that is the game.
Drew Fetter.
After stalling on 0 lands, getting Wastelanded, getting Sinkhole, having no lands in play for many